are most welcome, my dear children. Today I am just going to give you some important information, particularly on the tense. Tense means present tense and the various forms of the present tense. I have already told you in the previous class that tense means it is a time-related action. Tense comes from the Latin word tempus. So any verb that has the tense must indicate some time. So I have already told you. Again I am also reviving that verb plus time is equal to tense. Remember. That means every tense comes from the verb. From the verb we have the tense. So when the verb becomes tense when the verb is related to some time. Present tense. Present tense means the present time action. Remember, present tense means it is the present time action. What is the present time action? As per the present time action, we have the four forms. That means your present tense has four forms. Always remember. All these forms indicate present tense. All these forms indicate present tense. Number one, it is called present simple. Present simple. Number two, it is called present progressive. PROG, or otherwise known as present continuous. Number three, present perfect. PERFECT. And number four, present form is created by combining present progressive and present perfect. If you combine present progressive and present perfect, you create or you produce another form of the present tense, that is the fourth form of present tense. It is called present perfect progressive. So the fourth form is present perfect progressive. So here we have the four forms of a present tense. But always remember, I am repeatedly telling you that tense comes from the verb related to time. That means tense is the most important or leading form of the verb. So far as the tense verb is concerned, and so far as the present tense is concerned, which simply refers to the present time action, the present tense has got four important forms. Present simple, present progressive or continuous, present perfect, and when present perfect and present progressive are combined, we get a new tense form of the present tense that is called present perfect progressive. So our four forms of the present tense are already there. You just know these four forms of the present tense. At first, we will concentrate on present simple. Now, present simple. The first form of a present tense is called present simple. Earlier, grammarians called this present simple as present indefinite. But nowadays, it is more famous as present simple, which is the first form of the present tense. Before you know about your present simple, it is mandatory for you to know about the making. What is the making of present simple? That means, how can you know that the sentence has a present simple tense? Present simple means obviously it is your tense. Present simple means present tense simple tense or present simple tense form. So far as the making of a present simple is concerned, you have the three forms of making of the present simple. Number one, be verb. Be verb. So from the be verb, present simple is is, and are. These are the three forms of a be verb of a present simple. That means if the present simple refers to be verb, you have the present simple as is, are. From the be verb, we have is, are as a present simple. Number two is the have verb. HAV, have. Have verb means obviously it is your has and have. And has have refers to possession. What one possesses, what one has, this refers to has and have, that refer to your have verb. So from the have verb, you have the two present simple forms, has and have. And your be verb means it refers to being or state. So far as the meaning of state is concerned, you have the be verb, that means is, are, and have verb, has, have. Apart from be verb and have verb, we have a third form of a present simple. What is the third form? That means other main verbs. Remember, what is other main verb? Other main verb means besides your be verb and have verb. Be verb means is, are, Have verb means has have. Apart from be verb and have verb, we have got another important form of the present simple that comes under other main verbs. Other main verb means lots, lakhs and lakhs of other main verbs are there. Suppose other main verb means in the positive. You just use other main verbs in the positive. Number A, number B in the negative, and number 3 in the interrogative. That means in the caution. In the interrogative or caution. So under other main verbs, you have the 3 forms also. Number 1 positive, number 2 negative, number 3 interrogative. What do you mean by positive? Positive means the sentence is in either negative or interrogative. That is called positive. In the positive main verb of a present simple, we have the 2 forms. Suppose go and goes. Go and goes. Goes is used if the noun or pronoun is in TPSN. TPSN means third person singular number. Noun pronoun means in which part? In the subject part. In the subject part, if the noun or pronoun is in third person singular number. Remember, TPSN means third person singular number. What is third person singular number? He, she, mobile, road, tree, Anil, Jack, Sunita, etc. Third person singular number in noun and pronoun in the subject part, you have to add only s or es to make it present simple. If there is no third person singular number, your choice is go. That means in the present simple. If you want to change this positive into negative, also in the present simple form, simply you have to use doesn't go or don't go. Doesn't go or don't go. Or do not go versus does not go. Do not go versus does not go. Similarly, does not is used similarly for third person singular number in negative. So in the negative, if there is third person singular number in a noun or pronoun in the subject part, you have to use doesn't. If the noun or pronoun is not in the third person singular number in the subject part, the answer is don't go. 2 forms are there. Then in the interrogative or the caution, similarly, do go, does go. Does go also used for third person singular number. That means in both negative and interrogative, does is used as the auxiliary verb of a present simple if the noun or pronoun is in third person singular number. If the noun or pronoun is not in third person singular number, you have to return or you have to go back to your base form. That is go in the positive, do not go in the negative, do not go in the interrogative. This is all about the formation of the present simple. So before you know the uses of a present simple, you first know about the 3 important present tense making forms. Number 1, from the be verb, your present simple is am, is, are. That means from the being or the state verb. Have verb, which means has and this particularly denotes your possession. Apart from the be verb and the have verb, we have other main verb. Other main verb means you just take the help of the verb go. Just like you go, you can create lots and lots of a present simple form. From the verb just like come, from the verb just like hear, from the verb just like eat, from the verb just like want, from the verb just like swim, from the verb just like feed, from the verb just like boil, because crores and crores of verbs are there in English. So far as the other main verbs are concerned, in the present simple tense making form, first you have to know whether the sentence is in the positive. If the sentence is in positive, you have to use goes for third person singular number. If the sentence is negative, for third person singular number, you have to use doesn't. And if the interrogative, for third person singular number, you have to use does. So does is used both in negative and interrogative for third person singular number. If there is no third person singular number, in the negative and interrogative, you just straight go to your another auxiliary verb that is called do. Because if do, does are the auxiliary verb, your go are the main verbs. What are the main verbs? Main verbs are the verbs that are used independently in the sentence because they have their own meanings. They don't depend upon other verbs for the completion of their meanings. They do carry their own meanings. That is why they are called main or principal verbs. But auxiliary verbs are generally used before the main verbs. Auxiliary verbs are otherwise known as helping verbs because they help the verb to make a tense, aspect, voice, interrogative, negative, etc. So always remember, in the positive, s or es is used if the noun or pronoun is in third person singular number. But remember, where is third person singular number? If the noun and pronoun is in the subject part. Because it is the noun or pronoun in the subject that determines your verb or tense. Your verb that becomes a tense is determined by the subject. And subject means it is all about your noun and pronoun. If the noun and pronoun is in third person singular number, are s or es to make a present simple. If the sentence is negative or interrogative, for third person singular number use does, otherwise use do. So here our making of a present simple is over. You always remember your present simple is made particularly on the three forms of the verbs. Number one is the be verb, number two is the have verb, number three is the other main verb. And when you speak of your other main verbs, you simply go to the three formats of the other main verbs. Whether the sentence is in positive, whether the sentence is in negative, or whether the sentence is in interrogative. So this is all about your present simple making of the verb. This is all about the making of the present simple. Your present simple making is over on basically three forms of the verb. Number one is the be verb, number two is the have verb, and number three is the other main verb. Then you go to the next uses. What is uses of a present simple? At first you know your present simple making. So after the making is over, now you straight go to the uses of a present simple. Present simple is used, remember, on these three rules. Number one, general truth. What is general truth? The truth that is generally accepted by the people. It is also otherwise known as universal truth. Universal truth. So when there is general truth or universal truth, you use present simple. It could be your be verb present simple, it could be your have verb present simple, or it could be your other main verb present simple, as I have already told you. So on the general truth or universal truth, how can you make present simple? Suppose if I say the earth dash around the sun. The earth dash around the sun. In most of the competitive exam, you just see there are four options. Number one, move. Number two is moving. Number three, moved. And number four, moves. So what should the answer? Remember, I already told you, for general truth or universal truth, we use present simple. So here, earth, the earth is the subject, and earth is a noun, and this noun is in third person singular number, remember, because earth is only one planet, and its name comes third. As its name comes third, it is the third person singular number. So as per third person singular number, I have already told you, we have to add simply s or es. So your choice is IV, that means moves. And here moves refers to general truth. The entire sentence refers to general truth, and moves is the present simple. On the underline, you just can write PRS or present simple. S is added because earth is in third person singular number. Another example, suppose I say grass dash green. Grass dash green. So answer in the bracket we have the be verb. Already told you, be verb present simple means three forms of the verb. Am, is, are. These are the three important forms of the be verb under present simple. So grass is the subject. And remember, grass is an uncountable noun because you can never count grass. So when the subject is an uncountable noun, the verb is always singular form. So the singular form of a be verb is. So is the present simple. This is the be verb present simple. This is the other main verb present simple, and the other main verb is moves. So our general truth is over. So for general truth, we normally use your present simple. Number two, it is your habitual action. For habitual action, we also use present simple. What is habitual action? Remember, habitual action means something which you have been doing for quite a long time. So when we do something for quite a long time, it becomes our habit. So when we refer to some habitual action, you can also use present simple. Habitual action means if I say Amit is an early riser. Amit is an early riser. That means everybody knows that Amit rises yearly or lives there yearly. So here is the present simple from beaver. Habitual action. The entire sentence refers to habitual action. With the present simple verb is. Is comes from the beaver. So it is the beaver present simple. If I say Mr. Khan usually dash his words. What do you mean by words? Here words means promise or commitment. Mr. Khan usually dashes words. Within the bracket you have the four options. Whether it should be keep or whether it should be has kept. Or third option is keeps. And fourth option is kept. So what is the answer? Answer is keeps. This is the answer. Keeps. K-E-E-P-S. Why? Because Mr. Khan is in third person singular number and also subject. In this subject, Mr. Khan is the third person singular number because his name comes third. I is not the third person. You is not the third person. Rather, Mr. Khan, whose name comes third, is the third person singular number. So keeps is the present simple. So for habitual action, you have also your present simple. Number 3. What is the number 3 use of the present simple? The use of the present simple for number 3 is called your scientific fact. It is all about your scientific fact. Nowadays, most of the grammarians, they always include scientific fact with general truth. But now it is better to separate or to segregate scientific fact from general truth. Scientific fact means, what do you mean by fact? Fact means truth. Something that is accepted. So scientific fact means the truth that is accepted by science or the science has proven. That is called scientific fact. If you say water dash at 100 degrees Celsius. Within the bracket, suppose you have the word boil. Now the question requires that you have to use the correct tense form of the word boil in the blank space. So water is the subject and water is in third person singular number. Obviously, if the water, the noun is in third person singular number, you have to use S. That means the answer is boils. B-O-I-L-S. And boils is the present simple or PRS. Because water is uncountable noun in third person singular number and the entire sentence refers to scientific fact. Another scientific fact is that oil, gas and water. Oil, gas and water. Similarly, you have 4 choices, whether it should be floats. Number 2 is floating. Number 3 has floated. And number 4 floated. As I have already told you, for scientific fact we use present simple. But before you use present simple, you first know about your subject. So oil is the subject and oil is in TPSM, third person singular number. So for third person singular number, S is the obvious choice. So the answer is floats. Present simple. Okay. So my dear students, today I just gave you some rudimentary ideas or the elementary informations about the formation of the present simple on be verb, have verb and other member, as well as these 3 important rules of the present simple used in English. I do hope that if you go into the details of the construction as well as the uses of a present simple, it will help you abundantly or the considerable for your preparations of English in the ensuing competitive examinations. In the next class, you please wait for the entire completions of the present tense. That means present progressive, present perfect and present perfect progressive, apart from the remaining rules of the present simple. That's all for today. For more information, you please refer to my channel, subscribe my channel, English Grammar icon and press the bell icon. That's all for today.